This is Couples Court with the Cutlers.
This is the case of HORNE versus Brooks. You two are in a relationship. You're living together. Is that correct?
Yes, ma'am, Your Honor.
You met on Facebook, but now allegations of infidelity are destroying your home. Tell me why you're here, Miss HORNE.
Me and my girlfriend wanted to get married, and before I make that kind of commitment, I want her to prove to me that she's not cheating on me with men or women.
So you think both may be going on?
Right.
In fact, she's saying that they aren't going to get married until you have confirmation that she's not doing that.
Yes, ma'am. Yes, Your Honor.
All right, Miss Brooks, why are you here?
I'm here because she believes that I'm cheating on her, though I'm not sure how she believes that's possible since she's with me 24/7. Prove to her that I'm not cheating on her because she's driving me crazy.
You look upset.
I'm just tired of fighting with her every day about something that is not humanly possible. Every day she accuses me of cheating, and every day she's with me all day long.
Miss Brooks, it is humanly possible. We have stories every day of folks. You know, it's kind of why we're here.
I'm doing this, I'm doing that. When do I have time to cheat? And then boom.
They're cheating.
You can be cheating
Not that I'm
on...
saying that's happening, but I'm just saying.
She's literally with me 24 hours a day.
All right, so what warning signs, what evidence do you have that Miss Brooks is cheating?
3 months ago, she would hand me her phone and say, look up this such and such and such, or call such and such on my phone. And now it's gotten to the point where if my phone goes dead and I grab her phone to use it, she'll grab the phone from me and say, what are you doing? What are you looking at? Everything's changed this past month. It's like, I can't even touch that. Don't touch that phone.
Well, that's because she will not give me any private thoughts. I can't even, she's reading my text messages between me and my mother. She's let me use your phone to call my daughter, but what she really means is let me go through your emails, and then she's texting people back pretending like she's me.
Well, that's because you won't take up for us. You should tell somebody if they're flirting with you and being disrespectful to our relationship.
Well, you don't think...
You don't do that at all. I have to be the one to do it, so, you know. And another reason would be lack of sex. Your Honor, I have to wait 4 or 5 hours, it might be 5 or 6 o'clock in the morning before she gets through watching court on TV all night on the toilet. And then she wants to come to bed. Well, I'm tired. I'm already asleep by then.
I can't really blame her for that one.
Which one?
That's a good use of time.
Well,
There's some great court out there to see.
Yeah.
I mean, that's been my personal experience, that it's great.
I mean, it's crazy.
So now she's experienced a lack of sex because I'm not giving it to her either.
Oh, wow.
So, I mean, is she cheating?
Okay, so you're thinking, well, if she's not doing it with me, she must be doing it with somebody.
Right. I mean, you just... She's too sexually active not to.
I am getting it from somewhere else, me.
Well, Ms. Brooks, she's not concerned about you cheating with yourself. She's concerned about you cheating with somebody else.
She is, Your Honor. She's concerned
Where
about
did we
anything.
make that
I can't
turn?
touch myself either.
All right, so what I want you to do is take me and Mr. Cutler back to when it was lovely.
How
Tell
did
me
you all
about
meet?
that. How did you meet? How did you hook up?
I met her through Facebook, but I already knew her. Like, I knew some of the same people. We hang around with some of the same people. We'd see each other, hey, and, you know, keep going. So we hooked up one night, you know, after I talked to her on Facebook. And we went out to eat, and everything was great. I liked her. I mean, I don't know how she couldn't tell I liked her the first night. I mean, I've always liked her. But I don't know if she's doing it to me. What me and her were doing, she was with somebody at that time.
So you had a
Someone.
I took her from her. I took her. I mean, I
Okay,
did.
so there it is. There it is. You
She
didn't.
didn't
She's
take...
trying to make it plain for you.
No, you didn't. That relationship, we were not happy. We were not together like that. And when I met you, you were my person.
Well, you know, Mr. Cutler, what they say, how you get them is sometimes how you lose them.
Yeah.
And Miss HORNE, that's what you're worried about.
Yes,
that
ma'am.
if you got her from somebody, somebody's gonna get her from you.
Right. I don't want to be hurt, because all my past relationships, I've been cheated on or hurt in some type of way, and I don't want that to be the case with her because I really want to make a commitment with her.
So why do you believe that Ms. Brooks is cheating on you now?
I wake up, and every time that I've ever woke up, she's always been right there beside me in bed. Well, on one occasion, when I got up, she wasn't there, and the car was gone. I seen her dad. I said, hey, Dad, I said, where's Jessica? And he said, oh, she's gone with Mom to town. And so I called, she don't answer. I call again, she don't answer. Called a third time, she answers. I was like, who was with y'all? You know, I could hear a dude talking. And that's when she told me it was her friend. They grew up together.
Okay, tell me about this situation.
The van that I was driving needed something fixed on it, he's the cheapest person in town that can fix it. And unless you go get a second job for mechanic, we rode by there to see if he could fix the vehicle. And then he wanted to hear what it was doing, so he rode with us. She started in, as soon as she called and I answered the phone, she automatically started, you're cheating, you're doing this, you're doing that. She didn't ask any questions, she just automatically assumes that's what's going on.
She said you've changed your pattern. Now you just get up and leave without her knowing about it. Why have you started this sudden change in behavior?
That was one time that I left while she was asleep, and she was really tired, and I thought that I was doing a nice thing by letting her sleep and taking my mom to the store.
And so why didn't you answer her phone when she called?
I keep my phone on vibrate a lot because she freaks out anytime it goes off. If it's a message or a notification or whatever, before you can even look at it, she's like, who's that? What do they want? What are they calling for?
Well,
Where you going? What's
the
going
reason
on?
for that is because I had the phone. She wanted me to look at something, and a text came through, and it said, are you going to be able to come out tonight? The next text up under it said, bring that with you. That, vagina. And I know he wasn't talking about her bringing me with. She said
that's exactly what it meant.
Ms. Horne, you submitted that text to the court, is that correct?
Yes.
Your recollection
And this
of
is
that
a
text.
recollection of this text.
Yes, ma'am.
The other man says, you going out tonight, want to meet up. And it says, bring that female part with you. Is that correct?
Yes, ma'am. Yes, Your Honor.
And you found that on her phone?
Yes, Your Honor.
And so you believe that she was hooking up with some man, either previously or was planning to hook up with the man that night?
Pretty much. And I try not to look too deep into it, but, I got feelings, and I've been hurt before, and when I seen that, it was like, ooh.
So
Being hurt before is not my fault.
Ms. Brooks, why is the man sending that to you?
I don't know why he felt to need to send that to me, but I didn't respond to it.
You know what? Didn't I get something like this similar? That direct message?
Well, you did, yeah.
Okay, so what happened was I got a text and it said, hi. I was
No, hi,
like,
Dana.
Hi, Dana.
Yeah.
And I was like, who is this? The next day, he came home. I forgot about it, but then I got a text at midnight. It said, hi, beautiful. I was upset. It wasn't like, I can't keep them from DMing me. No. I was like, oh, hold up, wait a minute. I gave it to him. He looked at it and said, who is this? I'm like, I don't know. I think you went to school with him.
And then I recognized the name. I'm like, okay, why would he be sending this to my wife? And so she's like, look, you respond. However you want to respond to her, you respond, using her phone. So I responded and said, hey, I think you got the wrong Dana. This is Keith Cutler's wife. And he wrote back.
Put a ring on it, you see.
Yeah.
That's right.
And he wrote back and said, oh, you're right. I'm sorry. I apologize for that. Okay. So, no, you can't control what people send to you, but you can control how you respond. And so...
She did respond from my phone, Your Honor.
Well, she
did
should have been the one that did it.
I spoke to him the next time he came in the store and told him that that upset her, and he said that he was just playing.
But did it upset you?
Well, I mean, I don't know if it upset me. I mean, it didn't mean anything to me one way or the other. I do not date men. I don't have sex with men. I haven't in a long time. I mean, I don't even understand why the men is the biggest issue for her.
Okay, well, there's also another incident. I was going to call my best friend back. My phone was dead. I plugged it in. I said, let me use your phone to call Ira. And boom, I got to reading and it said something about a side chick. She going to get her a side chick because I get mine and go to bed every night.
And this is your best friend.
It makes me think.
Do you think she was hitting on your best friend?
Could have been.
Well, there's your side, there's her side, and there's the best friend side. We have that best friend here. Okay. Ron, would you escort her in? Would you please state your name for the court?
Ira Smith.
All right. Now, we just heard about a text between you and Ms. Brooks. Can you tell us about that?
Yes, I've been trying to get in touch with Jennifer one night, and she wasn't answering her phone. And usually, if she doesn't answer in text or call, I will try to hit up Jessica and see if I can get her that way.
Okay.
So anyway, she ended up being asleep, and so we got to talking, and basically Jessica ended up kind of doing the whole complaining thing because she fell asleep. And
when you said the complaining thing, Ms. Brooks is complaining about Ms. Horne going to sleep.
Well, see, what had happened was...
Okay.
Basically, she had gotten what she needed out of the evening and then rolled over and knocked on out.
All right.
All right.
So,
So Ms. Brooks was unhappy about having taken care and satisfied Ms. Horne, but Ms. Horne hadn't done the favor to her.
right.
All right.
So-
and this sounds like a conversation you've had more than once.
Maybe.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right, so this is a regular complaint from Ms. Brooks about Ms. Horne.
Yeah, for a little short period of time, but yes. On that particular evening, she had made the comment, if she doesn't do better, then I'm gonna have to get me a side chick.
Huh. So what did you think about that comment?
I was like, Okay, here's the first question is, why are you asking me or saying that to me? I'm
Don't
the best
flatter yourself,
friend.
sweetie.
Oh, no, don't even go there. Let's not go there. Let's back that truck up. Because first of all, there's more than one option to the answer. Okay, so second option to why she would have said that to me, in particular maybe, well, maybe she's testing the waters to see if I'm loyal, to see if I'm, gonna just like run back and try to start something. Because otherwise, there's got to be a reason why you would say that to the best friend.
And all of this was via text message, is that right?
That's right, and I have evidence of that right here.
Okay. Ron, would you grab that for us, please?
Yes, Sean. Thank you, ma'am.
This is a text exchange between you and Ms. Brooks.
That is correct.
And you write, I text her telling her I was going to watch videos on her phone, LOL. And Ms. Brooks responds, yep, and we had sex twice today and I am yet to benefit. I'm going to get me a side chick. Ms. Smith says, no, that's no good. And you respond, she better start blanking me instead of getting off and falling asleep. So you did send that text message.
I did send that. I was joking, hoping that maybe her best friend would talk to her.
Ms.
Best friend probably does not want to get in the midst of all that if she could help it.
Well, I think we've heard enough testimony because here's what we have. Ms. Horne thinks that Ms. Brooks is cheating with both men and women. Ms. Horne has found sexual text messages on Ms. Brooks' phone, and she wants to know, did she sleep with the sender of those messages? Ms. Brooks sent you text messages talking about getting a side chick because she's not sexually satisfied. All of this is causing Ms. Horne to think there's got to be something going on. Ms. Horne, if you find out that Ms. Brooks is cheating with someone else, your relationship is over?
Yes.
You're done?
Done.
Over?
Over.
And Ms. Brooks, you understand that?
I'm not cheating with anybody else, so if she doesn't accept these lie detector test results today and accept that I'm not cheating on her, and let's just move forward, then it's over anyway.
If a lie detector test says that you're not guilty, then I will never speak of it again. There will be no reason. That would be proof.
The court has done a full and complete investigation to determine, is she cheating? At this time, the court will call licensed certified polygraph examiner Tom Platt into the courtroom. Ron, please escort Mr. Platt in.
Yes, Sean.
How are you, Mr. Platt?
Good afternoon, Your Honors.
Good to see you.
Good to see you, sir.
You conducted a polygraph test of Ms. Brooks, is that correct?
Yes, ma'am.
All right. You asked Ms. Brooks, have you ever had sexual contact with the guy who sent you sexual text messages? What was her response?
She stated no.
What did the polygraph reveal?
The polygraph determined that she was being truthful.
All right. You don't look surprised at all. Ms. Horne, what are you thinking?
Thank God.
All right.
I do love her.
You asked Ms. Brooks, were you soliciting sex from Ms. Smith when you sent her the side chick text? What was her response?
She stated no.
What did the polygraph determine?
The polygraph determined that she was being truthful.
You asked Ms. Brooks, since being in a relationship with Ms. Horne, have you ever had physical sexual contact with anyone else? What was her response?
She stated no.
What did the lie detector determine?
The polygraph determined that she was being truthful.
Ms. Horne, you came here for answers. Ms. Brooks, you came here to prove that you were telling the truth, and you got your proof. Now, Ms. Horne, I have to say to you, you are highly suspicious, and you are overwrought when things don't go the way you think they should. You're gonna have to pull up, or she's gonna pull away.
And whatever you've got going on in your relationship, it's fine to talk to friends, but you need to talk to her about it. You need to talk to Ms. Horne about it. If you're not sexually satisfied, you need to talk to Ms. Horne about it. Because what happens when you start talking to outside people, that causes problems. Next thing you know, you're looking outside, and that's where the problems come in. So you all have got to communicate better and figure out a way to work it out. And as we say in this courtroom, don't cheat yourself out of a chance for a good relationship. Court is adjourned.